Can you imagine hitting a bag of rice with your bare hands until blood drips from your knuckles and calling it meditation? Every year, over 3.2 million Americans visit emergency rooms for sports-related injuries, with many seeking powerful painkillers to cope. Meanwhile, in a remote temple in Asia, Shaolin monks deliberately inflict pain on themselves daily as part of their training. FBI statistics show that 70% of people avoid physical discomfort whenever possible. Yet these warriors have spent 1,500 years perfecting the art of embracing pain. While most of us reach for medication at the first sign of discomfort, Shaolin monks use ancient techniques that transform pain into power. In this video, we're going to reveal the exact methods Shaolin monks use to not just tolerate pain, but actually use it as a tool for mental and physical strengthening. The word Shaolin literally means young forest in Chinese, referring to the temple built in 464 AD on Mount Song. But the monastery's approach to pain management didn't develop overnight. During the Tang Dynasty, around 620 AD, the temple faced constant threats from bandits and warlords. The monks needed to protect their sacred Buddhist texts and knowledge, so they developed a unique combination of meditation and martial arts. The original mission of the Shaolin Temple was collecting and translating all available Buddhist knowledge into Chinese language. Just as Western churches needed Templar knights to protect their wealth, the Shaolin Temple needed warrior monks to protect its invaluable knowledge. This created a fascinating paradox. Peaceful Buddhist monks who mastered the art of controlled violence. The Shaolin tradition evolved over centuries, blending Buddhist philosophy with practical combat skills. Unlike other martial arts that focus purely on fighting, Shaolin Kung Fu treats pain as a teacher. The monks discovered that the same mental techniques used for meditation could transform their relationship with physical discomfort. This integration wasn't accidental. It was a deliberate fusion of Buddhist mindfulness with the physical demands of warrior training. What makes Shaolin pain management different from Western approaches is its foundation in Buddhist concepts of impermanence and acceptance. While we typically fight pain or numb it, Shaolin monks learn to observe it, understand it, and ultimately transcend it. This wasn't just about becoming tougher fighters, it was about achieving a deeper understanding of the mind-body connection.
You want to come feel my heart beating?
The philosophical foundation rests on the belief that everything in existence is temporary, including pain. Modern critics sometimes question how Buddhism's emphasis on peace and compassion aligns with martial arts training. But as current masters explain, there's never been a downside to being both compassionate and strong, peaceful and powerful. The heritage of Shaolin tradition exists today because warrior monks didn't just sit around meditating. They used their bodies more intensively than average people and understood pain and suffering intimately.
Oh shit! They're gonna make me do that? That's crazy.
The Shaolin approach to pain centers on three core principles that work together like a perfectly balanced triangle. First is body awareness, which the monks call knowing where you are. This means being simultaneously conscious of every part of your body while maintaining focus on your immediate task. During Iron Palm training, a monk strikes a bag filled with rice, sand, and other materials hundreds of times. But he's not just mindlessly hitting, he's aware of his breathing, his posture, the exact angle of his wrist, and yes, the pain in his knuckles. This heightened awareness prevents the pain from overwhelming his consciousness. As one master explains it,
my aim is body awareness. It means you are aware that my finger is like doing this and my small toe is doing something else at the same time. The ability, I can be here, I can be here, at the same time I can talk with you, at the same time I can watch in the angle of the eye, I can see other people, other person. So the greater your awareness, the more you start to realize where are you actually. Because you can only fix a problem if you know where the problem is located.
This concept extends far beyond martial arts training. In today's society, where most people spend excessive time in mental activity, the monks believe movement is key to developing this awareness. We weren't created with arms and legs just to sit around thinking. We need to use our bodies to truly understand them. The second principle is the mind-body connection, which requires your body to deliver exactly what your mind commands. If your mind says left, your body moves left without hesitation or compensation for discomfort. This direct neural pathway is strengthened through repetitive training that gradually increases in intensity. The monks believe that if pain can disrupt this connection, then you haven't truly mastered your own body. The training specifically focuses on eliminating the delay between mental intention and physical action. When a monk thinks strike, his hand moves instantly, regardless of any pain in his knuckles from previous impacts. This isn't about ignoring pain, it's about preventing pain from interfering with the mind's commands to the body. The third principle is commitment without conditions. As one Shaolin master explained,
committing to something doesn't mean I commit to it as long as it feels good to me. No, you make this commitment because you normally should know that this way is gonna be filled with everything. With ups and downs and left and right and things you like and things you don't like.
the master uses a powerful metaphor to illustrate this point.
If I from here just gonna start walking straight, what's gonna happen in the worst case is that I will walk along this earth one time. You have seen the whole world at least one time if you keep walking straight. But if I walk 10 kilometers to the front, then no, not in the mood anymore. Then I walk 10 kilometers north, change again. 10 kilometers south, yeah? So you get the point. What happens eventually is you walk in a square and continuously think, why am I not proceeding, yeah? Why can't I get out of, yeah? Because you keep on changing too much. That's why there is no best way. There is a way.
The breathing technique called Daling breath serves as the foundation for all pain management. Monks place their left palm on their chest, inhale deeply to fill first the belly, then the chest for 6 counts, then exhale for 6 counts. This isn't just relaxation, it's active pain processing. The controlled breathing creates a rhythm that the mind can follow instead of focusing on discomfort. The breathing connects to beautiful movements and forms that accompany the technique. Practitioners don't just sit and breathe, they integrate controlled breathing with flowing motions that teach the body to maintain breath control even during physical stress. This prepares them for maintaining proper breathing during painful training sessions. The most intense Shaolin pain training is Iron Palm, and witnessing it reveals exactly how these techniques work in practice. The training begins with a bag containing rice, which provides resistance while being forgiving enough for beginners. But here's where the Shaolin method differs from simple conditioning. It's not about building calluses or dead nerve endings. The actual training reveals the precision required. Students don't just punch the bag randomly. The master corrects the angle immediately.
You don't want to hit like this, yeah? But it's this one. We don't want to squeeze the meat. Really hit with that part here.
So with
the one which like would break the collarbone.
The specific hand positioning matters because improper technique leads to injury rather than proper conditioning. During Iron Palm practice, monks focus on breathing patterns that synchronize with their strikes. They don't hold their breath or tense up when pain hits. Instead, they maintain steady, controlled breathing that keeps their nervous system in a regulated state. This prevents the fight-or-flight response that normally amplifies pain signals. The progression during a single session demonstrates the method's effectiveness. Initially, the strikes cause immediate discomfort, but after hundreds of repetitions, something remarkable happens. The practitioner begins to understand the technique on a deeper level. As one master observed during training,
after hundreds of repetitions, I finally understand the technique.
Fight!
But then, just as understanding emerges, failure can strike again, leading to bleeding knuckles. The mental component involves what monks call accepting the invitation. When pain arrives, instead of immediately pulling away, they observe it with curiosity. They ask themselves, where exactly is this sensation? How is it changing? What happens if I breathe into it rather than away from it? This transforms pain from a threat into information. The master's response to injury reveals the philosophical approach.
There is no hardening without pain. But in the first moment where you hit the pain and you run away from it, okay, then you're never going to get hard.
This isn't about masochism, it's about recognizing that growth requires discomfort, and the natural tendency to avoid pain prevents development. The progression is methodical. Beginners might practice for only 5 minutes, focusing more on breathing and awareness than striking power. As their pain tolerance increases, the training bag contents change. Rice gives way to sand, then small stones, then iron pellets. But the mental techniques remain constant: awareness, connection, and commitment. The psychological element becomes clear during intense training. The master observes,
Look deeply into the mirror and see who you are. I think many people can't do it because then everything comes up. This face, these eyes, they show everything. Nothing is forgotten. You lie to yourself, you won't progress, no matter which martial art it is.
the physical pain strips away mental defenses and forces honest self-examination. Masters demonstrate a concept called Wu Wei, or effortless action during advanced training. They move with such fluid precision that even painful techniques appear graceful. This isn't about ignoring pain, it's about achieving such complete body awareness that pain becomes just another piece of sensory information, no more disruptive than feeling the wind or hearing a sound. The advanced training demonstrates principles of balance and duality. Masters explain,
Always both. It's never the question which one is more important, left or right. Which one is more important, inhale or exhale. Which one is more important, relaxation or tensioning. Which is more important, soft or hard. It's the wrong question. The question is, how good are you able to express it with the way of how you can access your body?
the temple's approach to injury recovery also reflects their pain philosophy. Instead of complete rest, monks engage in modified training that maintains their mental practices while allowing physical healing. They use movement meditation, gentle breathing exercises, and visualization to keep their mind-body connection strong even when their bodies are compromised. The teaching method itself demonstrates pain management principles. Even when students struggle and bleed, masters maintain patient guidance rather than showing sympathy or encouraging them to stop. One master's comment after a bloody training session,
Now that it's your first time, it's still really good, yeah.
"So does this ancient approach actually work in real-world situations? The evidence suggests it's remarkably effective, but with important limitations and specific applications." Shaolin pain management excels in situations requiring sustained performance, despite discomfort. Athletes who have trained with Shaolin methods report improved pain tolerance during competition. The breathing techniques prove especially valuable for managing chronic pain conditions, as they provide an alternative to purely pharmaceutical approaches. Professional fighters, endurance athletes, and even medical professionals have adapted these techniques for their demanding fields. The body awareness component translates directly to injury prevention. By maintaining constant consciousness of their physical state, practitioners often detect problems before they become serious injuries. This preventive aspect makes Shaolin training valuable, even for non-martial artists. Physical therapists now incorporate similar awareness techniques to help patients recognize early warning signs of strain or overuse. However, this system requires significant time investment and mental discipline. The commitment principle means practitioners can't simply use these techniques occasionally. They must become a lifestyle. Additionally, the Shaolin approach works best with certain types of pain. Acute injuries still require medical attention, and the monks themselves seek proper treatment for serious trauma. The philosophical component provides perhaps the most transferable benefit. The Shaolin teaching that action makes life, not reading about life, not watching the martial art. It's about practicing the martial art applies broadly to pain management. Theoretical understanding of pain doesn't help when you're experiencing it. Only practice techniques provide real relief. The breathing techniques offer the most immediate practical value. They can be learned relatively quickly and applied to various painful situations, from medical procedures to dental work. The 6-count breathing pattern helps regulate the nervous system and prevents pain from escalating into panic. Emergency medical technicians report that patients who use controlled breathing during treatment require less pain medication and recover more quickly. For modern applications, the awareness principle proves most valuable. Learning to observe pain objectively rather than emotionally reduces its psychological impact. This doesn't eliminate physical sensations, but it removes the mental amplification that often makes pain unbearable. Chronic pain sufferers who've learned Shaolin-inspired observation techniques report significant improvements in their quality of life, even when their underlying conditions remain unchanged. The mind-body connection training offers benefits beyond pain management. By developing the ability to maintain mental clarity during physical stress, practitioners improve their performance in high-pressure situations. Surgeons, pilots, and other professionals in demanding fields have adapted these principles to maintain focus during exhausting or stressful work periods. The commitment aspect requires careful consideration in modern contexts. While the monk's unwavering dedication produces remarkable results, pushing through all pain without discrimination can lead to serious injury. The key is learning to distinguish between productive discomfort and harmful damage. Modern practitioners must balance the Shaolin principle of commitment with contemporary understanding of injury prevention and recovery. The cultural and spiritual elements also impact effectiveness. Shaolin pain management developed within a specific context of Buddhist philosophy and monastic life. Adapting these techniques to modern Western lifestyle requires understanding their underlying principles rather than simply copying the surface practices. The techniques work best when integrated into a broader framework of mental discipline and physical awareness. Perhaps most importantly, the Shaolin approach teaches that our relationship with pain is largely a choice. While we can't always control when discomfort arrives, we can control how we respond to it. This shift from victim to active participant in pain management empowers people to take control of their experience rather than simply enduring suffering. The limitations become apparent in certain situations. Shaolin techniques work best with gradual, progressive discomfort rather than sudden, severe pain. They're most effective for musculoskeletal pain and less helpful for internal medical conditions. The techniques also require consistent practice. They can't be learned overnight and applied successfully during a crisis. The time commitment presents challenges for modern practitioners. Developing genuine Shaolin-level pain tolerance requires years of dedicated practice. However, even basic applications of the breathing and awareness techniques can provide immediate benefits for managing everyday discomfort and stress.
That's intense. That's intense. There's some pain involved that I felt, but not enough to injure me. I feel weirdly centered.
What do you think of the Shaolin approach to pain management? Do you think these ancient techniques could help people reduce their dependence on pain medications and develop greater mental resilience? The Shaolin method reveals that our relationship with pain is largely a choice. While we can't always control when discomfort arrives, we can control how we respond to it. Through breathing, awareness, and commitment, these monks have discovered that pain can become a teacher rather than an enemy.
From what I observed, he's going through a meditation. In this meditation, he gets into different contorted positions.
The most remarkable aspect isn't their ability to endure more pain than average people. It's their ability to remain calm and focused while experiencing it. They've learned that the anticipation and fear of pain often causes more suffering than the pain itself. This psychological insight alone can transform how we approach discomfort in our daily lives. The master's observation about modern society rings particularly true.
This is why I think movement is key.
Yeah.
Especially for nowadays society where anyway everybody is spending too much with mind activity. And this is not why you have been created with arms and legs and all of these things.
Our disconnection from our physical selves may actually amplify our pain sensitivity compared to these monks who live in constant awareness of their bodies. Perhaps the greatest lesson from 1,500 years of Shaolin tradition is that our bodies and minds are capable of far more than we imagine. Not through force or numbing, but through understanding and acceptance. These monks prove that with the right approach, even our most uncomfortable experiences can become sources of strength and wisdom. The integration of compassion and strength that defines Shaolin philosophy offers a model for approaching pain in our own lives. As the master explained,
But in this world, I think it has never been a downside to be compassionate and strong, to be peaceful and strong.
this balance between gentleness and resilience provides a framework for dealing with life's inevitable challenges. The Shaolin teaching that knowledge is fleeting, but wisdom is forever applies directly to pain management. We can read about techniques and understand them intellectually, but only through practice do they become part of our lived experience. The day we stop learning from our discomfort is the day we stop growing as human beings. The physical training may seem extreme, but the underlying principles, breath control, body awareness, mental commitment, and acceptance of difficulty apply to countless situations beyond martial arts. Whether facing a challenging workout, dealing with chronic illness, or simply managing the stress of daily life, these ancient techniques offer practical tools for transformation. Tell us in the comments below, have you ever used breathing or meditation techniques to manage pain? What was your experience? Have you noticed differences in your pain tolerance when you're more aware of your body versus when you're distracted? And remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more explorations into extraordinary human capabilities and ancient wisdom that remains relevant today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.